Horowitz data show record number of Minnesota criminals avoiding prion. Republican candidates for office are running on funding the police and accusing Democrats of wanting to defund the police. But there is a much more basic problem, writes John Sutter. The has a crime problem. What good are the police if both parties buy into the criminal justice reform narrative? Joe Biden will be focusing on rising crime this week. The war on cops helped ignite the fire, but the original fuses were lit by criminal justice reform, writes John Sutter. Just because police back off doesn't mean most people will just go out and commit crime. There were 17,355 felony convictions in Minnesota in 2019, but only 5,965 were initially recommended for prison. Of those, 2,353 received a downward departure, no prison or less prison than recommended. Only 3,612 were fully sentenced, and almost all of them get out of prison much earlier because of early release and credit programs. A 94-year-old woman was allegedly stabbed by a man released multiple times for burglary last week. Minneapolis is experiencing its worst murder/carjacking crisis of all time. The number of shooting victims is up nearly 90% compared with the first half of last year, and homicides are up from 22 to 40 over the same period. Yet arrests are done. That is precisely why shootings are up. Police are more likely to run into career criminals than ever before, yet they must use less proactive force, says Michael Down. He says if judges release the violent criminals they do arrest, what is the purpose of even having a police force? We need ironclad mandatory minimums for repeat violent offenders, he says. Down, the sacrifice of law enforcement is tragically worthless unless we reform the justice system to deter career criminals.
If you haven't done yet, please subscribe our channel.